So, let me ask you straight away, because everybody's going to want to know the answer to this question. So I need to take it in my remit to get it out of you as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Did you manage to stay dry on the latest visit to Thorn?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
100%?
100% dry.
Not even a welly full?
Not even a welly full. And I tell you what, I'm bloody glad that I did.
Right.
Because if I'd have stepped foot in that water, I'd have probably got eaten.
Oh, you said you had a few problems with pike, didn't you?
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like it in my life.
This was the third qualifier of the Bait Tech Canal Championship that Matt and I are running alongside Lee Carey.
On the Stainforth and Keadby Canal at Thorn.
And you actually drew my favourite peg on the whole canal. Do you know that?
Really? You like it there? We did a little video there, didn't we, last year?
229. I absolutely love it.
You love it, Mr. Bombastic Peg. It's bloody fantastic.
Solid, man.
The bigger orchards come in, they have their little smoke in the peg.
Yes, yes. Fine specimens of roach, large bream.
Maybe spiky friend.
And you managed to catch £15 of them, didn't you?
£15, 4 ounces. But I reckon Mr. Pike ate about £5 off me hook.
Very cool.
I've never had anything like it, Tom, honestly. It's I was right looking forward to it, because I always draw up in 200s. Where you want to be, obviously. It just seems to happen that way, doesn't it?
Right, it does.
And this time I drew in middle of Scrubfield, and I was right excited, because I thought, something different, you know.
Yeah.
Different day, different peg. You were in my section, so I thought, ooh, this is good. I get to have a little battle with Tom.
We had a great battle, didn't we?
Yeah, a couple of pegs to my left. And I had a really, really nice start to the match for about 20 minutes, catching perch on a top 5. Then I got a pike on, and I thought, ooh, that's not very nice. You don't normally get them there, really close in. Then I went a little bit further out onto my main bloodworm line, about 11 metres, and I caught 3 or 4 fish. Then I got another pike, and I thought, ooh, never really get pikes. I'm normally
why were you fishing? You know they don't count, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I stopped fishing from after a while. And then I got another one. Then it started swirling, and then Pete Kitwood next to me, bless him, Adam. And I never ever get them there ever. I always think to myself, you know what? If you're shipping quick enough, you're all right. And I could not get a fish out. And about 2 hours to go, I'd probably up to about 15 pike and had some squirrel. I was still having a really good day's fishing, catching a fishy truck on bloodworm, caught a few on casters, then gone and emp with 2 hours to go, and it was absolutely solid. Been feeding it for 2 hours, to my left, towards that bit of a tree that you've got, nice dark water, a little bit of cover for fish. It was absolutely solid. Big roach, every chuck in, pulling my elastic out, fishing, even caught some 3 foot deep, right? And again, just had an absolute nightmare with pike. 2 or 3 times I've had it where obviously either 2 pikes come or one's bit me fish and carried on swimming up and bit like half my rig off halfway up. Loads of swirls and stuff. It didn't. One interesting thing, it didn't seem to put the fish off, but it was really annoying, like, because you were constantly putting new hooks on, and obviously fish that you're catching are really nice fish. They're like 6 ounce roach, yeah. So the trouble was, because they were so nice, even with an heavy elastic in, you couldn't get them out of the way quick enough because they'd swimming about.
Yeah.
And I had one about a pound that swum right into the edge, and I thought, why is it doing that? And then all of a sudden a big pike swum in and grab it. And I honestly think there were a lot of fish in front of me, and the pike have herded them up into the middle of, because that peg's right in the middle of that section. And there's a little bit of cover on the far bank, and I think I honestly do think that the fish have been herded up into that favourable area, and there were just a lot of pike there, and they were massive, some of them. If you want to go pike fishing over Christmas, go and have a little look just there. I'm going to go and have a little go through. And it were annoying at first, but then again, they're only doing what's natural, aren't they? And you know, you're gonna. And I still managed to catch 15 pound odd, which were enough to come third on the match and clearly win the section. And I did have a really good day's fishing, apart from Mr. Pike annoying me a little bit. But that's where I've got my green jumper on. I thought if I look a little bit like a pike, they might leave me alone a bit more.
You're certainly a predator, mate.
I am, mate. I am.
You've got a reputation in these parts, haven't you?
Certainly have. You had a nice match, though, didn't you? In fact, I'll show you my emp rig that I caught on.
Yeah.
Before we move on, it was very similar to the one that you used on Locomotive, Lindown the other week. 4x14 Preston Chianti. and it had got strung out number 11s, number 10s,
Yeah.
strung out in the bottom half of the rig. Nice sort of 8-inch up length size. I ended up on a size 16 B560
So a large hook then.
with one piece of hemp, and the reason for that was because I was trying to rag the fish in away from the pike, and at one point I was swinging them on the top 5 of my pole just to try and get them in. So I needed a big hook to be able to do it, but it didn't seem to matter. It was solid.
Awesome. What a lovely day's fishing.
It was
other than
nice,
the pike.
other than pike. Tell me about your match.
I had a great day, mate. As always at Thorn. I always enjoy myself at Thorn.
Yes.
I drew peg 231.
Yes.
No, 231.
231.
Yes, I wasn't.
No,
232. 232 I was.
Yeah, it's a lot better than 231, isn't it?
It's just not really anywhere, I don't think, in that section. I want to happen when I do it, simply because you've not got any cover on the far bank, and obviously you've got cover, and a lot of it. And you're not the end peg, because the end peg can be very good.
Yeah.
But,
see, it's one of my favourite pegs on the Canal 232.
is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you don't want to be further down where all them pike, and you don't want to be on the end where everyone walks in. And I think that the fish just gather in that area there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting, mate.
And you've also got a road comes in opposite,
Yeah.
and people come and feed the ducks there.
Oh, that's lovely, that
And you
is.
get a lot of fish there.
And they can go and stand there, can't they? And
Yeah.
skyline you. And scare all your fish. No!
Anyway,
No! Anyway. Yeah, I want to happen when I do it. But,
It's not great. I don't think
but you know, Thorn is a fishing match. It's always the same, and you can never write any peg off, can you?
How?
So the plan was, I thought I'll fish 2 lines with bloodworm, one at 13 metres, one at 7 metres. I didn't put a short perch line in simply because it was so shallow short. You know,
Yeah.
it was horrible really. I couldn't really get anything in. So I thought, no, 2 nice bloodworm lines, nice long pole caster rig. And I've caught well on bloodworm to start with. Not the fish that I wanted to catch, like not roach, a lot of little perch.
Yeah.
But the more bait I put in my peg, I started to catch the odd pommet, the odd roach. Oh, this is alright, this is building. But I could just see you bagging up. I mean, I thought, looking round, I thought, I'm doing well here. I think I'm probably second in the section to you. But you were just catching one every single chuck. And I'm thinking, this really isn't fair, you know. I'm working very hard here. And I'm not able to compete. So I had to push my peg, take a bit of a gamble, go on that caster a little bit earlier than I wanted to. But I just knew that if I didn't, you were going to bury me even more than you ended up burying me. I did catch on the caster. I had some lovely big quality.
You had a spell and all, because I kept looking up, and when you first went on it, you had a spell of catching. You kept landing net, kept coming out, and I thought, oh no.
Some big fish as well.
Yeah, you
nice
did.
Skimmer and some nice big roach. But unfortunately, when you go on a line too early, which I think what I did, it sometimes just dies a bit early as well, and that's what happened. Not sure whether I should have left it a bit longer. Maybe I should have in hindsight, but again, you know, you get a feel for how you're doing in the match, and I felt I was comfortably ahead of everybody else, but quite a way behind you, and that's how it turned out. You had £15.4, didn't you?
Yeah.
I had £10.13.
10-10.
£10.10 was it? £10.10 I had, which was good enough for second in the section. And luckily, because this lad's already qualified for the final, I managed to qualify for the Bait Tech Canal Championship final by default. So I was very, very happy. Big well done, must be said though, to Lee Carey and John Goodall who won the match.
Good win.
Good win who won the match. Joint. Was a
John
good win,
Goodall.
wasn't it? Was a good win.
Good win.
It was a good
It
win.
was.
And they drew next to each other in the 200s, didn't they?
Yeah.
Lee caught £17.4 on hemp,
Yeah.
and John caught £17.4 on casters.
17-8 and 17-8.
All right, Mr. Penanty. What's 4 rounds between
Hey,
friends?
Did you see Lee's face when he drew? He drew his peg, and he looked at you what peg you'd got, and you could see you were in a different section, and you were like, oh, thank God for that.
It's understandable.
Thank
isn't it?
God, yeah.
Hey, bless him. But he had a great day.
They did.
Nice for him to go out on a high and win the match.
Definitely,
For
definitely.
For 2016.
Awesome net fishing at £17.
You know, he's a great net fish. Absolutely. He's just brilliant fishing.
Yeah.
And if you want to book on, we've actually got a match on the 27th of December. Now, a lot of people think you need Bloodworm and Joker to go to the Staney. You don't, right? The way we're pegging these matches at the minute, there's a lot of fish to catch on other baits. John Freeborn, who was fourth on the match with £14, didn't take any bloodworm, he caught on bread.
Yeah, 6 metres out, bread.
So there's bread fish, castor fish, hemp fish, there are bloodworm fish too.
Some
but
chopworm fish, odd bream, things like that.
It's not the be all and end all, is it not?
Definitely isn't.
So if you fancy a nice day out.
Definitely, and if you do want to come on the match, just drop me a message on Facebook, or if you've got my phone number, drop me a text, let me know you're coming. because this gentleman's leaving me next time. She's going to practice for his Shrewsbury Festival. And if you... Yeah, that's it, basically. You're not going to be able to order Blood Worm in time, are they?
No.
Unless you've already got it, but you probably won't need it anyway.
So, enjoy. We'll update you on how we get on over the festive period. Probably sometime between Christmas and New Year.
Definitely.
Love you all, and goodbye.
Au revoir!